Nuns, a short film by Vicky Ellis. Interior, chapel, secret nunnery, morning. Cool air whistles through dilapidated beams into the chapel. An abbess kneels at the altar. To passing nuns, she appears deep in prayer, full of religious calm.
Shift some of the pension fund to the current account. Sister Petra can have her kitchen garden expansion, and that should do for Sister Agatha's Easter meal. Then Sister Johanna's admission fee should come through next week, if Sister Emmental doesn't go on about her fasting and scare her off. Then we can repair the refectory roof. The chapel roof can wait. What about insurance premiums? Maybe.
Crash! A wooden beam falls from the ceiling, mere feet from the abbess's feet.
Thank the Lord.
Abbess, your devotion is unparalleled. You must come quickly to the outer wall. It's an Easter miracle.
Give me strength.
She stands, bows towards altar, kisses a large floral amulet, spins and beams at Sister Emmental. They process out the chapel through a draughty corridor. Past Sister Tina, West Country widow, age 79, going on 100, bent over a mop and a bucket, catching drips from the ceiling.
Abbess, if I may beg a word, I really don't think an Easter feast is necessary with all this going on.
Yes, sister, don't be such a worrier. The Lord will provide.
She follows Sister Emmental into a bustling kitchen. A handful of nuns are kneading dough, salting lamb, chopping carrots on a long wooden table under the watchful eye of Sister Agatha, 85.
Sister Johanna, the carrot discs don't need to be identical. They're going into soup.
Oh, sorry, sister.
Morning, Judy.
Is that her name? Like Richard and Judy?
But it's Abbess to the rest of us, dear.
Join us, sisters. It's a miracle.
Sister Emmental and the abbess reach the door, exit into exterior kitchen garden. Leafy gardens with neat rows of vegetable plants. The nuns pace past Sister Alice, youngest of the nuns apart from Johanna, strong and silent, wielding a hoe with a vengeance.
Good morning, Sister Alice.
Sister Alice glances up, giving a mock salute as they pass.
Not a word. In 12 months, not even a good morning. I sometimes ask just to see, but nothing. She is an inspiration. That's partly why I decided to fast the whole of Lent.
They halt at the outer wall of the chapel.
Sister Emma. Oh, Emma, what is it you wish to show?
She gazes up in astonishment. A giant mural of the Last Supper is spray painted across the ancient stone chapel wall in glorious swoops and swirls of colour.
I think it's a Banksy.
What is a Banksy doing on the wall of a secret nunnery crumbling chapel?
Behind them, a line of the nuns troop through the vegetable patch, gather in an awed circle, staring up at the mural.
Is that a
what, dear?
It's a Banksy. It must be.
Sister Tina, panting with exertion from the walk, shakes her head.
Oh, no, surely not. No, unless I saw his hands covered in paint and felt the paint all dried on his fingers, I wouldn't believe that's a Banksy.
How do we know it's a he?
Sister Petra, how can you say such a thing? He is the Lord, and the Lord is our shepherd.
She's not talking about God, sister.
Sorry, Abbess.
Banksy's a girl? I wouldn't believe that either.
Unless you saw the breasts under her spray-painted sweatshirt.
Oh, yes.
I wouldn't mind a look either.
Now, Agatha, the question is how? Sister Petra, Sister Alice, you spend a lot of time in the garden. Have you seen anyone?
Not a peep.
This, Banksy, is the miracle we've all been waiting for. Bring the tourists flocking, boost the donations, swell the ranks.
Abbess, you don't look well. The last time someone turned a nasty shade of green, the whole nunnery was snot-ridden for weeks. Get yourself to the infirmary now.
Nothing. I forgot to have breakfast, I'm afraid, and I don't have our Sister Emma's strong constitution.
Air and prayer, dear Abbess, is all I need to sustain me. Air and prayer.
Bell tower, afternoon. Sister Johanna, rope clutched in both hands, gazes up, nervous. She looks at the nun beside her.
That's it, dearie. Now give it a firm tug. You can do it. Put your back into it.
Johanna gives a feeble yank. The bell dings pathetically.
Sister Alice, can you demonstrate? Oh, would you look at that? It's gone 6. Time for the Angelus.
Alice grasps a rope in each hand, firmly pulls each one in perfect rhythm. Ding, dong, ding, ding, dong, ding.
Sisters, if we're separated from the church, like Sister Petra said, why do we,
Follow its traditions? Well, there is comfort in familiarity, in routine. In trying times, these things can bring us solace. Some people look for that in prayer, others in music or art or vows of silence.
Bedtime, and all the nuns kneel at their beds as Sister Petra strides down the corridor of open doors, swinging her keys.
Rebecca, we've missed a little bit. Scene 5.
They were had red lines through them. Sorry, Susanna.
Wrong version. Carry on.
Interior, chapel, night. Candles flicker as the abbess kneels at the altar, head on, clasped hands.
If it really is a Banksy, I have to rethink everything. It has to be saved. Unless, if it were lost and it was valuable.
She lifts her head, grins at the altar. Her tummy rumbles. She looks at her watch.
Petra will have locked the kitchen now. Damn. Well, I can't go to work on an empty stomach.
She tiptoes to the altar, rummages around, pulls out a tab of communion bread and gulps it. She retrieves a box of matches from behind the altar and looks at the wooden beams still lying on the chapel floor. Interior, corridor of bedroom cells, night. Bedtime, and all the nuns kneel at their beds as Sister Petra strides down the corridor of open doors, swinging her keys.
Good night, sisters. Lights out in 10 minutes.
Hope I dream of
Good night.
Banksy tonight.
I hope I drink of Banksy tonight.
In the last bedroom, Sister Alice stands at her open window, looking down over the garden. Her face creases with alarm. She spots something. She goes to her sparse wardrobe and pulls out a sweater. Corridor of bedroom cells, very late night. Smoke swirls through the corridor. The roaring of a fire is audible, much too close. Sleeping nuns start to cough, splutter. Sister Petra bursts out of her room, Sister Tina cradled in her arms.
The bells! Ring the bells!
Sister Petra staggers over to a wall, swings an elbow at a fire alarm. The glass shatters, an alarm goes off.
But how will they hear that?
As they stumble out, they pass the abbess, wet cloth around her nose and mouth, banging on doors and dragging dishevelled nuns out of their beds. Sister Agatha follows, guides a swooning Sister Johanna down the corridor.
Sister Alice! Sister Alice! Sister!
Kitchen gardens, dawn. The gaggle of dust-slicked women stand in the garden, gazing at the rubble of the nunnery. Smoke and dust are thick in the air. The fire is almost out.
Alice!
Sister Alice! Sister! Can you hear us?
The smoke clears to reveal a wall, fully intact. And unbelievably, there is the mural, strangely untouched by fire.
It's a miracle.
Do we have insurance? Will we be okay?
Oh, sister, there's nothing to worry yourself about.
What's that? At the foot of the wall.
Tread carefully. The whole thing could collapse at any moment.
Oh no, it can't be.
Agatha rushes forward, bending over a body in the grass. She pulls back the hood of a sweatshirt drenched in water to reveal Sister Alice. Her soot-smudged face is still, unblinking.
Alice! Alice!
Sister Petra prizes a hosepipe out of Alice's stiff fingers.
She was trying to save the mural.
But why didn't she cry out?
There's no way she could have saved the whole thing with this hose.
An eerie silence falls. The Abbess pushes through the cluster of nuns, shocked to see Alice's body.
Is this what you wanted? To take her from us?
If only I hadn't said it would save us. Forgive me, Alice, forgive me.
It's not your burden to bear, dear. If we paid more attention, we would have known where to find her before it was too late.
Such a beautiful voice. And she gave it up for a vow? For what?
What are you saying, Tina?
Agatha cradles Alice, grasping a hand covered in paint. The silence grows, painful and thick. Sister Tina begins to hum the melody of "Dear Lord and Father of Mankind, forgive our foolish ways." The Abbess stands apart. She alone is silent.
Breathe through the heat
It's
of
our
desire.
honest
And your farm.
Let's
Let's
be
done.
let flesh retire, speak through the earthquake, wind and fire. Oh, still small voice of God. Oh, still
Small voice of calm.
As smoke recedes around the nunnery, wind carries their song through the grounds, and it mingles with the sound of fire engine sirens. Fade to black.